Rest in peace, Chuck Brown. Hope springs eternal. Maybe in the NFL it should be spring hopes eternal. This is KD Drummond of bloggingtheboys.com and SBNationDallas.com, and I want to pour a little bit of cold water, even though it's, warm weather outside, on whatever cocoa, tea, or coffee that it is that you've been sipping recently, because, Kool-Aid isn't even strong enough for what some people are getting ready to embark on. Now, it's in our nature to look for the best case scenario in a situation, especially when results are going to be months away and we really don't know what's going to happen. It's for all NFL fans, Cowboys fans included, it's just how it goes. If you have an 8-8 season, you start off in going 7-3, end up in a tailspin, you make some strategic free agent moves, and then you pour some draft picks on your boo-boo, and you pour some tussin on, and then voila, everything's fixed, you're ready to go for the upcoming season. Now, let's be honest, I'm neither an optimist or pessimist. I'm neither a Kool-Aid drinker nor a Piston Wheaties eater. I'm a middle-of-the-road guy. I always have the counterpoint to go against whatever it is that people are getting overexcited about. That's just how I'm built. And if you don't believe me, then maybe you should check the mirror and see what your hangups are, because that's pretty much how I attack any situation. Now, since I've been running for BTB, I've had to look at everything with a critical eye when it comes to evaluating the Cowboys. And the truth is that recently we've had a lot of discussion about, this person said, oh, this was the best Cowboys draft since 2005. Or this person over here says the Cowboys got an A+ for their draft, and they haven't even played a game yet. Now, you guys know how I feel about that. I'm not big on draft grades. Everybody gives them, and even I've given them out in the past. But they amount to about a hill of beans in my world. And if you're going to give me beans for a beanstalk, I'd rather have a ticket oak. So that's just how I roll. Now, recently, our esteemed front page writer, Rabble Rouser, piggybacked on fan poster JDG4660's idea that to look at the returns we get from our late round draft picks. It's actually a study that goes on in a lot of circles. And basically what they found was that about 10% of fourth round draft picks end up becoming starters in 3 or 4 years and maintaining a place in the league. The number, of course, lowers the higher the round goes. When you get to UDFAs, the number spikes a little bit, but that's because of the larger pool. Cowboys were fortunate to have 2 fourth-round draft picks. They had 21 undrafted free agents. So obviously, your chances of finding the player that was probably rated a 5th through a 7th round pick are going to be higher that you find somebody that sticks, so slightly higher percentages. But the truth is, I really don't even want to talk about that portion of drinking the Kool-Aid. What I want to talk about is what will inevitably happen as spring turns to summer, as we move to the OTAs and, more importantly, training camp. We're going to start to hear player X can't be blocked. He's in on the quarterback on every play. He's phenomenal. He's just great. He's penetrating. We're going to hear player Y, he can't be checked. He gets behind the defensive secondary on every route, and he's making spectacular catches and all this sort of thing. And then we're going to hear player Z, he doesn't let any receiver past him. Tight end, receiver, doesn't matter. Running back out the backfield, he shuts it all down. But the truth is, they're making these plays against fellow Cowboys. So really, what are we learning? It's not that hard for an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, a position coach to kind of put some positive spin on the performances of the people in their groups, especially when they're against other Cowboys. So all I'm saying is that, we might want to take that kind of stuff with a little bit of grain of salt. Last year we heard, that the defensive line was coming along, that they were penetrating and everything was great. And then we get to the season and find out that our interior offensive line was kind of a turnstile and it was getting Tony Romo killed. The defensive line really wasn't doing that against the opponents. We heard a lot about Tony Romo and Dez Bryant hooking up, how they were making spectacular connections. Dez was catching everything. Yeah, Dez did catch everything. He had one of the best drop rates in the league. It was something like 2.41%, maybe even less than that. That might have been last year's figure. I'm losing my mind in my old age. But I know he definitely led the league of people that played at least 50% of the offensive snaps for their team. But the offensive line couldn't protect Tony Romo to the fact that Romo and Dez could only hook up on 7 passes of 15 yards or more. 7. That's disgusting. 15 games they played together. 7 passes of 15 yards or more. Got to do better than that. But if you listen to everything in the preseason, you would have been like, oh, we're going to be unstoppable. Miles Austin on the other side, and we have this and we have that, and everybody looks great. So all I'm saying is temper the enthusiasm. What you really want to do is look to the second week of the preseason when we practice against the San Diego Chargers. If I remember correctly, last year when we did that, the reports were that both teams had sloppy practice sessions. There wasn't anything that really stood out. There were turnovers, there were miscues, there were teams just, there were fights and teams were getting sick of seeing each other, so on and so forth, but neither team really stood out. And guess what? Both teams missed the playoffs. So that was more of a clear indication than anything else that we were hearing about the team just that 1 week of going against somebody that wasn't in the same color uniform as we were. Now, I'm not saying that the season is lost. I love the moves that Dallas made. I'm behind them. I'm, of course, as hopeful as anybody that we're going to have a positive season and we're going to improve on 8-8. We were just a sliver of hope away from making it to the postseason, and I think we can do that this year. So don't get your panties in a bunch and think that I'm anti-Cowboys this year or anything. I'll still be yelling at my TV screen just like the rest of you. I just want to make sure that you understand you should probably wait until we get to the regular season, or that San Diego week to say the least, before we really start trying to figure out what it is that we have with this team. Sure, there might be 1 or 2 people that jump out and carry over from the accolades of the early season, but we just have to make sure that we keep it all together and in focus. Now, that's all I have. This has been KD Drummond for bloggingtheboys.com. Make sure you check us out daily, where we have all of the news, all of the analysis, all of the stats, all of the opinions, any and everything you want to know about the Dallas Cowboys. Salute.